we can talk about separately
Yes.
here.
Yeah, that's right. We'll carry on with this one.
Get right into it. Okay.
Yeah, let's jump
Cool.
straight in. I'll leave
So
you with that.
they announced that they were giving the opportunity to everybody else to attend the summit as audience members. And the cool thing, in fact, this is something that I noticed. I haven't really mentioned. I noticed it kind of a little bit earlier today. But anyways, they did mention that the summit would be held inside the parks, which is cool. And they did say you do not need a theme park ticket to attend the summit if they invite you. If there was an RSVP out, sent out at 1 p.m. that same Friday. And you basically fill it in, and if they select you, you get to go, and you get to attend. What does it say? Got scratchy?
Yeah, it's got some scratchy noises at your end. I'm not too sure where they're coming from, but
Okay. Let me see. Maybe it's my facial hair.
yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. So what I was saying, so it's open to the public, and if they choose your RSVP, you get to attend. They open up 2 different days, the 12th and the 13th. The 12th is going to be panels, and you're going to have presentations from the Toy Box artists, and then the 13th, I'm assuming we get to see the showcase where all the Toy Box artists built their Toy Box, and we get to see who wins. They also mentioned, possibly not 100% confirmed yet, but possibly those who are audience members get to stay in the parks, so that would be kind of cool. But anyways, as far as the location as to where the Toy Box Summit will be held, I know where it is because I noticed it. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but there was. Should I say it? Should I say it, Roger? Should I say it?
I don't.
There was a little promo video released by Disney on their YouTube page.
All right, yeah.
And it shows all the Toy Box artists saying, "See you at the Toy Box Summit, Toy Box Summit, blah 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 blah." But in the very beginning of the video, you see Mickey Mouse, and then you see it pan out to this place that was built in the Toy Box, clearly by one of the artists, and you see it's clearly Hollywoodland in California Adventure, and it pans out to basically the old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire building. That's where they hold private events. They usually hold like cheerleading competitions. But once it ended up, you see the monorail zoom right by, and it said Studio 17. That's when I knew that's exactly where they're going to go hold it, because it's in Studio 17 in California Adventure. So just letting you guys know, you heard it here first.
That's your guess.
No, that's going to be it. I guarantee it. Because there's nowhere else they can hold this. They can't hold it inside Disneyland because there's nowhere else but the actual corral where they or the old Thunder, the Thunder Mountain little recreation area. That's outdoors. Can't happen. I'm 100%. That's exactly where it's going to be.
Because that's the thing. Because the way they've been talking about it's this thing about what threw me off was this thing about having park access. I'm going, well, why would you need to park access if you weren't in the parks?
Because you are in the parks.
Yeah. That's the thing that kind of got me. Because it's like, well, if you're outside in one of the hotels, they don't have to give you access to the parks. It's not there. Because if it was happening in, like, say, for example, Walt Disney World, and you're in one of the resorts there, say you're in the Swan or something, well, you wouldn't need access to be in the park to be there. So what you're saying makes sense. If they've got basically an auditorium that's completely empty that they can use. It's great because it means it saves them money on renting. They don't have to rent anything. They've already, and it would, this idea of having an audience, because this is the thing when they're talking about having this audience. If it's an auditorium and there's seating, that is where that comes into it, because you could have a stage with the toy box on with the big screen, and then you can have an audience. Because if you're going to have an audience, they've got to have somewhere to be sort of separate, because otherwise they're going to be getting in the way and just jumping on. The minute the Toy Box artist goes to the loo, someone's going to jump on and try and get in the Hall of Heroes.
Yep, here it is live at California Adventure. If this looks familiar to everybody, that's exactly where it is. Studio 17. There's the monorail that passes by. And this used to be the old, in fact, you can see a picture of it. This used to be the old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire building, which, guess what, Roger? There's a lot of room for audience members. So So basically, it just works out. It makes sense to me, especially after if you see the video. I'm not going to play it, obviously, but everybody go check it out at the Disney Infinity YouTube page. But anyways, that's cool. But anyways, it's going to be inside the parks. They announced it, and they should be announcing who gets to attend. Basically, the 3rd, August 3rd. Although Allison said that it was going to be Monday, which I think she probably thought the following Monday. But if I get a notice tomorrow, you'll be the first one to know.
It's that kind of thing as well. With this is that it's, I think because of with it being D23, there's a lot of Disney fans already there because of it. With doing these events in LA, there's already a built-in Disney audience already there. It's a large corporate. They're nearby. This year, it does feel to me like using the LA location that they've been using and having D23 has allowed them to be a lot more open. You know, San Diego Comic-Con, you know, the in-games at E3, everything seems to be being about getting the audience, the fans, the real diehard ones in there that are in LA. And it seems to be like almost like the natural home for Disney Infinity at this precise minute because of all the events, you know, with the San Diego Comic-Con, E3, D23, you know, Disneyland, even Disney Interactive are there. You know, it just makes sense that everything is in LA and it's easy for them to put these events together. El Capitan Theater, it's all in LA, and that seems to be you know, to me, it is very much the hub. As much as like Salt Lake City they did last year, it's easier for LA.
Oh yeah, I mean it's I mean, not to mention, like you said, I mean, the fact that D23 is happening this year and it so happens to be really close to when they usually hold the summit, it's a no-brainer. So, yep.
No,
you're right.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have it in Disneyland Paris next year. Next year.
Hey, well, JV said it's going to be somewhere else, so it's definitely not happening out here this time around.
Yeah. So it's like London or Disneyland Paris. I'll go to Disneyland Paris. Is that for me? It's the exact same flying time from my house from the airport near me to London or Paris. It's the exact same flying time. I'd rather have an extra day in Disneyland.
I think especially after this year's accommodations, which are amazing. I think everybody's going to want to be an amazing toy box artist come next year. So hopefully they can attend.
But that is it as well, because I mean, I'm not being funny, but this really revved up the toy box artists in 2.0, in my opinion. The idea of this summit has given a lot of people that push. That there's a big carrot on the end, and you know, and it's really making a lot of toy box artists produce better toy boxes because there is this sort of summit to go to, and there's an event to go to, and I think it has made a big difference to the game. It's definitely improved the toy boxes. I know they would have done anyway, but I think there's that extra incentive, that little extra thing.
Well, which leads to the next thing that JV mentioned on the Twitchcast, which is he's hoping to make it into a con next year if they can, if it grows big enough, which I think would be amazing. I mean, I don't know what you think. I mean, Infinity Con. Well, actually, there's already an Infinity Con that exists. Yeah. A Disney Infinity Con. Or actually, I told them, let's go away from the con version. Let's go crazy and call it Infinipalooza or something.
To be honest, I think that week of D23 is pretty much kind of becoming that anyway. If the summit becomes an audience event, that is kind of its own separate 2-3 day thing going on. So I think and around D23, there's just so much to do. I think it's just going to be a great thing. It depends really, you know, if the game keeps growing at the speed it's growing, it's going to.
Well, the only issue is that the D23 Expo is held every other year, so that's probably why. But anyway,
a lot of it's going to come down to cost at the end of it. How much these events cost to put on, and how much publicity they get out of it, because that's ultimately why they do it. Is to sell the game, is to get people into it. You know, they are giving back to the community because it's their die-hard community that will continue to buy everything, and so, you know, it's a great way of doing it, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great way of them keeping the community involved in it. And also, I think it's a great way of getting out information to the press, etc., about Disney Infinity outside of it. There of these other game conferences and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
And okay, I think that pretty much wraps up the recap. That was pretty.